Hey guys, Manifest here. What is going on? So today we're actually going to be talking about anxiety slash depression. Now a little while back, probably about 6-ish months to a year, I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't have it that bad. My depression compared to a lot of other people's is a lot worse. And my anxiety, it's anxiety. I mean, out of the two, depression is probably much worse than anxiety. Anxiety I have more of than the depression. Um, so to me, the anxiety isn't really as much of a big deal. It's just something you kind of have to live with. Where it's kind of like everybody thinks that having anxiety has to do with just being afraid of things, but it's more like it's like a paranoia kind of deal. So like you're afraid of things already, and then you get more afraid of them because the anxiety. So some of the things that anxiety does and doesn't help with are like speaking in front of people. I used to actually be pretty good at that back in elementary. But once I got a little older into high school and that kind of thing, it my anxiety kind of caught up with that a little bit. And when I started doing speeches and stuff, which I was used to, nowadays it kind of goes a little more shakily. Lots of, it's like, so, okay, so I guess now I'm going to get into having a panic attack, which is a totally different thing, but anxiety kind of causes that in a way. So what a panic attack is everybody thinks as well. Unless you have it, you probably know a little bit more about it. But a panic attack is when you're doing something except you suddenly feel kind of kind of tired, like you're gonna get passed out or something. And then usually this is accompanied by quicker breathing, blurred vision, unsteadiness on your feet. Your voice is really shaky. Um, things like that. And I've only had a couple panic attacks, and they are not fun. And the reason I know that it was a panic attack was because after, even when the danger or the speech was over, I felt the worry for a good 30 minutes to an hour later. And I don't think many people understand what a panic attack really is, where they think it's just being afraid while you're doing something. It's kind of like extreme fear, and after the fact, it still feels really horrible. It takes a good hour for you to get out of the fear zone, and it kind of sucks. It really does. So I guess that's really all I'm going to say about the anxiety portion. Now on to depression. Now, kind of like anxiety, a lot of people mistake it for other things. And if I do get anything wrong in this video, do tell, because I'm not an expert. I'm not trying to be an expert. I just felt I wanted to share my experience with you guys on what it's kind of like. And I don't have it extremely, so if I'm wrong, then that could be a very highly possibility. But my version of depression, it's not so big for me. Usually I'm pretty happy. And if I'm not happy, I'll usually fake being happy, which probably isn't healthy either. But usually for me, my depression comes out when I get bugged or picked on minorly. Now, for me, with the big things, like when you get hurt by a loved one or something, that's depression doesn't really change that for me. It still hurts whether I have depression or not, and I don't think the depression that I have really changes that at all. But for dealing with something like a little bit of bugging in my direction and joking that I'm not good at something, uh, that that's the version that my depression really hits home. I find like I'll do something for a little bit and I won't be very good at it. And so let's say I'm learning how to play the guitar. If I don't get that riff in a solid like 10 minutes, I'll freak out and I will be depressed for the rest of the night, possibly a few days until I pick up the guitar again. And that's usually what I find for my depression, is that it makes me feel like a failure quite often. I had it a little bit with the channel a little while back when my views from Five Nights at Freddy's kind of died off. So my views went from almost 700 views a day to like 200, which it's averaging now. And I got over that obviously, but it still hurt at the time. And I find like things like that, and when people pick at you that you're not good at something, that really hurts me in specific, because I know they're just bugging and goofing around, but it gets to me. So my version of depression is like things that shouldn't hit home just seem to hit it really hard. Um, and so that's kind of my version of my anxiety and my depression. I don't really know why I went on a commentary about this, to be honest with you guys. I just kind of felt like I want people to know who I am a little bit more. I like the internet. I like YouTube. I like everything that I do. And to me, I think it's nice for people to understand me a little bit. But apart from that, it was mostly because I didn't know what to draw, and I don't know. All the Five Nights at Freddy's drawings have been making me sick lately. It's not like I don't want to do them. It's just a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's. So I think that's really all I gotta say about this one, guys. Wow, this has been a long video. Wow. I guess I will see you in the next video. If you did like it, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next video. Manifest out.